Hi, it's Mercedes, and we're looking at important verbs again. We've looked at the verb to be, and we've looked at the verb to have. And now we're going to look at the verb to do. This is a very important verb in English because it helps us in other times. It helps us making the past and it helps us making the negative. So we really have to learn this verb before we can learn any of the other tenses. So let's get on with it. The verb to do. First of all, we look at the person. So I, we should be knowing this by now, you, he, she, it, we, and they. And remember, he, she, it are always the same, have the same parts of the verb, and we and they and you have the same parts of the verb. Okay, so I do. You do. He does. She does. It does. We do. They do. So that's the positive. But remember, we must always, when we're learning verbs, learn the negative and learn the question. Okay, negative. As we have for the verb to have and the verb to be, we add not. So I do not. And again, we can make this shorter. I don't. And this will be the same for you. Do. You do not. You don't. Remember we said you is the same as we and they. So we don't. They don't. Now this is not the same for he, she and it because the verb is different. Not do, but does. So he does not. And the short version of this is doesn't. And that will be the same for she doesn't and it doesn't. And just like it was for the verb to be and the verb to have, when we come to asking a question, we take the verb and we put it before the person. So not I do, but do I. Don't forget a question mark. Not you do, but do you. He does. Again, we turn it around. Does he. The same. Does she. And the same for it. Does it. Remember, we do and they do follow the same rules as you do. So do you will be do we and do they. So let's have an example. I do my homework. You do exercises. He, let's try a negative. He doesn't do homework. She does her housework. It does rain. We don't like it. And they don't go. These are examples of the verb to do. So let's remember, I do, I don't, do I? You do, you don't, do you? He does, he doesn't, does he? She does, she doesn't, does she? It does, it doesn't, does it? We do, we don't. Do we? They do, they don't. Do they? And that's the verb to do.